Hey, what's good? I'm Tristan. You're watching Precision Rifle Reviews, and today, for the purpose of review, we're taking a look at a very eagerly awaited item from March Scopes. This is the new High Master 4.5 to 28 magnification range with a 52mm objective lens, 34mm main scope tube body, rifle scope. So this is the perfect rifle scope, and it was built around PRS style shooting. Hence, it's on my new 22, actually, my new 22 comp rifle, which is now identical, exact replica, chassis and setup and feel and trigger as my centerfire rifle. So for PRS style shooting, this scope basically ticks all of the boxes. It's going to be a detailed review of exactly what you would get if you were to purchase one, and some of the features. The first thing that I want to talk about is High Master, because I've seen quite a few other videos where people talk about, oh, this is a High Master scope, and that is March's version or March's equivalent of ultra high definition or HD glass, which is totally incorrect. The High Master has nothing to do with the definition or the quality of the objective lenses or of the lenses in the scope at all. What High Master is a 3-lens structure, which is unique and patent pending to March Scopes. 3-lens structure up here in the objective lens of the scope, where the image correction takes place. Normally on a rifle scope, you have the main tube body. Inside the main tube body is another tube. This is known as the erector tube. The glass where the inside the erector tube is very, very small. It's probably the size of your thumbnail. A lot of people don't realize that even like things like the reticle is minute. You could fit it on the size of a postage stamp. So to do the image correction on these very, very small lens structures is quite a feat. So what they have done is done the image correction up here in the objective lens, where the image correction is significantly better, and the end user gets a far crisper, far richer, better color saturation, all those sorts of things, image. So it's nothing to do with the HD or the ultra high definition glass of which March Scopes is using. This is amongst the best glass that you can go and purchase today as far as image quality, but the High Master is just what I explained to you. So now that that's been said, the High Master, that feature is going to be on every March scope that you see High Master. That's what it relates to. Okay, so if you purchase this 4.5 to 28, fantastic power curves. We see a lot of scopes in the PRS fields using 5 to 25. So this is just on the other sides of those spectrums, being a 4.5 to 28. First thing you'll notice is it's very, very compact. If I get my spec sheet here, it's only 320 millimeters long, so very, very good. You can focus on that and pause it if you want to go back and look at some of your features, but just very, very briefly while I run through it, I've already said all those other features about the magnification range, but the exit pupil diameter is 4 millimeters at the low and 1.8 millimeters at the high, 815 grams. All March scopes will always have the same unit of measurement in the clicks in the turret that is in the reticle, and in this particular case the click value is just the standard 0.1 mils per click with 10 milliradians of elevation per revolution of the turret. It has a total amount of 36 millimeters of available elevation, which is very, very good. And you'll have 20 milliradians of windage available. Side focus down to 10 yards. So this is your focus style. It's very important, especially something like this, a 22 rimfire or an air rifle. This scope will focus 100% at 10 yards, as close as 10 yards. Most rifle scopes start significantly further than that, which actually eliminates or rules them out of airgun use because they physically can't focus that close. So the fact that this can is a really good thing. It is using the new reticle, which I'm going to show you. It's called FML-PDK. There is an illuminated models available. This particular one I have ordered and didn't want illumination, so it's not illuminated. But similar to some of our other videos, when there is illumination, it's just via a set screw there. Now, what do you get? As a standard feature, all these things, other manufacturers will have you go out and purchase extra, but you get for free a sunshade, which is made from the same aluminum material or alloy material as the rifle scope, and it screws in here that if you want to run an additional sunshade, you can. You will get front and rear March scopes embossed 2-stage lockout flip up caps. Now, a lot of people just go, oh, yeah, that's great. Most flip up caps will just sort of sit like that. And as you can see, it's interfering with my second optic. And if you're trying to get target acquisition and you're looking over your rifle, quite often the flip up cap is in the way. So these are a 2-stage, one right there, and then you push it in, you hear that lockout, and that's locked out. It's not going to move anywhere. You can look over the rifle scope, and it's a very good thing. Like I say, they're embossed with the March Scopes logo on like a leather feel, which is really, really nice. That leather feel actually dates back to their bench rest rifle scopes, which you can order as an option with leather if you so choose to do so. The one of the things that at this point I'm not too sure whether or not they're going to be shipping with, but it is an option, I think it may ship with it, is a enlarged turret cap. And I've got it here to show you that if you are someone who is using eyeglasses, or if you're in a PRS style shooting competition where you needed to dial on and off elevation maybe 8 times during one stage, eight times in 90 seconds, having a very large turret cap may be an advantage for you. What you can do is put that over the turret cap and screw it on, and it's an enlarged turret cap. The only thing that I would suggest to you, and this is just something that the end user has to know that's going to happen, these screw in via little grub screws that will engage on your alloy, aluminium, whatever you want to call it, aluminum, turret cap. So naturally, if you do use this, there will be some witness markings there where it's going to hit. I personally don't like to use it. I like it just the way it is. I find it's perfect size for my hand. Okay, you will get the little travel caps that come with it, just like that. To be honest, these are purely just travel caps, and it's the only time you're ever going to really use them, and you don't ever use them again. It does come with this one here, which screws into the objective lens, and what this does is if you're dry firing or you're training inside, it can increase your depth of field by up to 50%. So it's a very, very good feature. Like I say, I don't know any other rifle scopes that have that included with them. You will get this new nifty little tool. It's got the Allen key or the hex key on it, which has got a key ring. You can put it on your shooting bag here if you like, or on your key ring. And what that's used for is to undo the grub screws around the cap, because once you've found your 0 mark, you just loosen those 3 screws off, spin the cap until you find the 0 point on the 0 number on the scope, tighten it off, and you've zeroed off your scope. So that's included. You will also get a slightly larger Allen key to do up the enlarged cap if you were going to use it. Now this is a really cool thing. This is the March Scope's own fast throw lever. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It goes onto your magnification dial, and it's for aiding you to dial on magnification faster. I have seen other reviews where people have actually criticized March Scopes for including a plastic fast throw lever, where theirs has a big screw that hangs into the side of the scope there, and you can dial in a big thumb lever. Others sell a large metal brace with a long arm on it that you can clamp to your rifle scope, and that is their fast throw lever. Don't get me wrong, those aluminium ones look really, really cool, and when that big lever arm is bolted to your rifle and you punch it into a barricade, 100% you will break your magnification dial, and 100% it is not covered under warranty. The idea of the plastic March scope fast throw lever, one, it's extremely high quality plastic, but once it's on there, which takes a bit of manipulation because it is very strong, but once it's on there, if you were to accidentally bump it into something, it's going to clip off as quickly as it clipped on. However, it's still running exactly the same function. So a good little bit of engineering went into that. One side is flat, one side is curved, so it actually does curve over. It's just the perfect fit. So it's very, very cool. For the people that wear eyeglasses, starting at this end of the rifle scope, it does have the fast throw, slightly wider angle eyepiece as well. So you'll notice that from one turn, you've gone from one extreme to the other, you know, all the way on to all the way off is basically in one or not even one turn, which is great. The other great thing on the magnification ring moving forward is from 4.5 right here to 28 is 1/4 of a turn, which is, I think, really, really cool. I'm just gonna raise this over, show you here. As you can see, it's very well inscripted on exactly how much magnification that you're dialing on. And the same with the diopter there. You have a second back-in ring that you can, once you've got your spot that your eyes like, bring that back up, marry it up, and it locks it out. It's a really cool feature. Now, because I'm going to now start spinning this rifle around, the first thing that I want to indicate to you is that there's no bolt in this rifle. There's no magazine in the rifle, so it's safe and clear for me to manipulate inside my house. Okay, so moving over here to the windage knob, as you can see, it's totally capped. This is something that the PRS industry really wanted. 90%, 98% of people that I know, and I do shoot PRS here in Australia, do not dial their windage. They will hold their windage purely because it changes so quickly. Some people wanted a cap, or thought a cap was going to be a fantastic idea, and I really think it is, because what it eliminates, as you're going in and out of barricades, you're not ever going to accidentally dial on windage that you don't ever use anyway. Because we have such a detailed reticle, we can hold our windage left or right and dial our elevation. So if I unscrew the windage cap, it's not plastic, it is made of alloy, so very, very strong. It's just the standard dial under there. So if you didn't like the idea of having a cap, put it to the side, don't ever use it, and you've got the standard dial under there. If we bring the camera nice and close, you can see the inscription on here is very, very clear, but listen to this as it dials on. I'm not too sure if the camera's picking up on it. I'm on the other side of the rifle scope. If I look away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it is extremely tactile. You can feel it, you can hear it. It's just absolutely brilliant. Very, very nice turrets. On the windage side of things, if I bring you up here to the elevation, it is exactly the same. The grab on it, as you can see from how deep this cut is on the turret itself, very, very tactile. As I dial on elevation, you will hear it very clearly. Just extremely clear, very, very tactile. It feels like, and I've said it before on other March scopes, it feels like you're running your finger over corrugated iron. They're very, very, very tactile, very, very audible. The other thing that we've got here is the March Scope's zero stop. Now, I'm sorry if you know what a zero stop is, but we make videos for the masses, so some people don't know. Basically, a zero stop is a way of mechanically stopping your rifle scope from dialing under your 100 meter 0 point, or whatever your 0 point is. So if this is your 0 point at 100 meters, you can dial up, and then when you come back down, it will always mechanically stop right at that point. This scope does have that feature. Like all March scopes, the way that the zero stop works, I would buy the scope just because of that feature. Instead of taking this whole cap off and getting 8 people to lower you down there by your feet with a rope into a well to undo cam locks and get all greasy and dirty, you take a flat blade screwdriver, if you can see on top there, you get a flat blade screwdriver, turn that about 3 or 4 times and it's on. And if you want to turn it off, you put a flat blade screwdriver in it or a piece of brass and you turn it back off and it's off. It's that simple. Now, the main tube body, as I mentioned, is 34 millimeters, which everybody wants to hear because you get a fantastic light transmission and that sort of thing. So 34 millimeter main tube. March scopes on their 34 millimeter main tubes have a wall thickness twice as thick as all the other manufacturers. Everybody uses in the industry standard is a 2 mil thick aluminium sidewall. March scopes use a 4. So it's twice as thick, twice as strong. When this gun is sitting in a gun rack that you are not allowed to touch on a comp day in the sun, the thermal insulating factor from twice as thick is going to be better. March scopes can boast that they have not one plastic part on the inside of the scopes. We did talk about the plastic throw lever, but there's no plastic parts on the inside of this scope. In fact, when the optical engineers who build these scopes put them together, they physically don't fit. They have to hand sand each component to get it to fit. There is no manufacturing process. One optical engineer builds one scope. The last thing that I did miss that I want to show you quickly on this side, given that this is a comp style or sort of, what do you call it, inspired rifle scope, they are including this fast throw lever, which is removable on the focus dial. So like we mentioned, you can go from 10 yards, all the way out to infinity, but by having a bigger dial on there, given that you might be at 10 yards and need to go to 200 yards with a huge amount of elevation change, being a 22 LR or a air gun, you can dial that up very, very quickly. It's just the perfect rifle scope. It's extremely compact. It's just very, very well made. They do have a 10-year warranty, which is fantastic. And if you think that by buying another brand scope with a unlimited or a lifetime warranty, should I say, a lifetime warranty is a good thing, you're terribly wrong, because you're not buying a scope, you're buying a warranty, which you are going to be using. A lot of people who do the March scopes reviews do note that they have a 10-year warranty, but they're unsure on how the warranty works because they've never sent one back. And I'm not saying that no scope from March scopes has ever been recorded under warranty. Yes, they have, but they're just that well made that we don't really have warranty cases all that often. Now, full disclosure, my name's Tristan, Precision Rifle Reviews. I am a March scopes dealer. If you would like to have a look through a March scope or have any inquiries, questions on any of the March scope products, I do personally purchase these scopes with my own money. They're not gifted to me. I do purchase them with my own money, and I'm happy to share them and show them to people. And if you'd like to place an order, being a sub-dealer through one of the 3 licensed dealers in the world, I can do that. I can help you. Please feel free to contact me via personal message, email. I'll put all those descriptions below. Finally, if you've taken any value from learning about this new scope, please feel free to like it, subscribe, share it around. It helps us out heaps. We don't send you anything, but as we make red hot videos, just like this one, you'll get that early notification. Until the next video, stay safe and thank you for watching.